Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are checking out yet another country, and that country is Imperial Japan. Their planes are quite special, but they were special, as I said, but they had their downfalls. Japanese engineers wanted to make planes that were fast, agile, and could fly for long ranges. But because of that, the agility, the speed, and the long range, protecting the pilot was not a necessity. So there's hardly any armor, and fuel tanks aren't resealable. And I'll explain that to you, but so what happens in a resealable fuel tank? When it's punctured, there's some sort of gel-like substance that coats the tank, and it will swell up and cover the hole, allowing the tank to not leak anymore. It's a pretty cool thing, but they weren't used on many Japanese aircraft. And that's why these planes are very maneuverable. And we'll show that right here with the KI-101C. And funny story, this is very embarrassing. I was grinding, that's why this video was late, but I was grinding with a P40, I'll show that to you in another video, and I got my plane turned into a ball of flames by these Japanese reserve biplanes. And yes, that is very embarrassing. And if you want to know my tactic for getting frags, look for B-18As. Those... Oh, shoot. Okay, aircraft destroyed, but my wing broke off. That's an eye for an eye right there. And yes, as you see, it only took a few hits to turn my plane into a ball of flames. So yeah. Also, funny thing, the music in the background is actually the Soviet theme, the Soviet main theme in this game. You hear that? Yeah. It's one of my favorite soundtracks in the game. And as you see, now we're hunting this B-18 bomber, which right now is doing something very dumb, and I'll explain that to you later. So, when I first got this game, I was very inexperienced. And when I had a heavy bomber, I would always dive down to the target before dropping my bombs, which was a very dumb move on my part, and also there's a Catalana right there, so I think I might just go for that. But yeah, that's something you never want to do because that makes you vulnerable to fighters. And I would always get shot down in like the first few seconds in a bomber. So, I was not the best pilot. But then I learned about the bomb sight, which really changed my gameplay. And now I survive a little bit longer, except I fall mostly to Spitfires or other good planes that have high altitudes and good climb rates. And yes, I did say Spitfires. Those planes are relatively good. And yeah, as you see, reserve planes have very weak machine guns. This only has 7.62 millimeters, which may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. Also, my wing just came off, so yeah. But 7.6 millimeters, nothing. It's the basic start gun, and it's really only used as, well, a machine gun sort of defense, but offense. And the reason those guns are used is because they're small millimeterage. I should have said caliber, I don't know why I said millimeterage, but their small caliber allows more ammunition to be stored. So that's one advantage. And those are used on planes like the P400 Aero Cobra, which I'll show in a video, as well as the P40. And yeah, these planes very speedy, very agile, but planes aren't perfect, so that's why this has paper armor. The only protection the pilot does have is the airframe and the glass windshield. That's it. And yeah, that's, as I said, a common theme. And now let's go for the Dornier 17. You know what? No. Change of plans. B3C. Here we go. Now, this Japanese planes are best used in turn fighting or boom and zoom, but not dogfighting, because then, actually, yeah, dogfighting, as it does do a lot of turns and is more of a defensive, offensive kind of thing. So, yeah. Now let's try and win this battle. And as you see, battles with reserve aircraft are measured by not destroying enemy bomb bases or anything like that, but victory points. As you see in the bottom left hand corner, there is two numbers. A red square with a crosshair and artillery marks enemy victory points, which is basically points, yeah. And then the blue shield with a tank is allied victory points. And you want the red ones to be less than the blue ones. And when the red points get to 0, that's when you win. So yeah, pretty basic. And best planes for this are fighters and, well, fighters that carry suspended armament, and early bombers. And as you see, we have a CR-32, which is an Italian plane, also known as the J-11 for the Swedes, because the Swedes bought a lot of planes, even though they were neutral. They bought many military aircraft because Sweden, very nice place, lots of good resources. So you would assume that a country would want to attack it to get all those nice little resources. So Sweden had to buy a lot of planes, also do some shady stuff, like copying an engine from a P-36. And yeah, I'll probably talk more about that if I do another video of the Swedish Air Force or something like that. But yeah. Oh shoot, my tail's on fire. And my wing broke off. I don't know how that happened, and I'm gonna crash, so there we go. Landing. Did you see that? Right on the crash it said landing. I don't think that's a landing. But yeah. Mission failed. Well, sadness to behold, but alright guys, that's it for this video.